Well, here we are standing in front of a wheel, and this wheel powered the air blast for an iron furnace, who was known as Cornwall Iron Furnace. Today, this site is administered by the Pennsylvania Historical and Museum Commission, and their job is to try to tell the totality of this furnace's operating history. Well, it goes back to 1742 and goes all the way up to 1883. Now, Tilden, when he went around observing, guess what he found? There was no definition to what is it that these tour guide people were doing. Well, I pick up his book, Interpreting Our Heritage, and here let me read to you his definition of interpretation. Interpretation is an educational activity which aims to reveal meanings and relationships through the use of original objects, like the wheel behind me. By first-hand experience, by illustrative media, rather than to simply communicate factual information. So if I was the interpreter here, just talking about when the furnace started, when the furnace ended, well, this much iron was made here, this, that, and everything else, that's factual information. But when I take it and apply it to one of the workers who worked here, now we feel the dirt and the grime. And now we understand that they worked here 12 hours a day, 6 in the morning, 6 in the evening, 6 in the evening till 6 in the morning, and in many cases over 400 straight days. Now you know what being an Iron Man is all about. Freeman Tilden inspired generations of interpreters across the world and continues to be a definitive text for the discipline. And we interpreters attach our knowledge of what we are interpreting to the visitor's reason for visiting the site. We are challenged to tell a story using factual truthfulness and connecting it to the visitor by being provocative and making it relative, revealing the universal, thus presenting the whole. Now I asked you to think about what? That song I sung to you. You're my children. Who am I talking about? All of us who live on this planet and have lived on this planet. You're my friends. You're my guardians of the land. You're the protectors of the land and caring for all that I am. You're the key to the future and all within. You are the keepers of the gems. So from the beginning of time, there were wise men, women sages, storytellers, medicine men, saints, enlightened individuals, voices crying out in the wilderness. And they traveled from community to community and shared their observations to the masses about the true meaning of life on earth. We are all walking on a path, and it is the path we have chosen to take. And I believe each one of us was inspired by a greater being. And so it is an honor to be called an interpreter. We have our own divine calling. And thus Tilden made it so obvious to us that we need to connect to those sensitive places. And we've talked about the meaning of place. Well, what do they mean to you? Well, I'm going to share something with you because there's now a philosophy that there are places all over the world that are called thin places, where when you stand there, the land talks to you. Now, Tilden picked up something that he found in every quality interpreter. And he said that all quality interpretation comes from right here, love. And that love, once you have grasped it, turns into a passion for what you are doing. So it's not giving a sterile interpretive tour. My name is Ranger Pawling, and I'm going to take you through this program, and I'm going to tell you all about what they made here and how they did it. No, 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 no. You must connect to your audience. Tilden says that if we don't connect to the experiential background of those that have come to our site, all of our interpretive efforts will be sterile. That's not why we're in this field. We are to create those magic moments. Tilden called it the thing. And he also talked about a sense of place and how important that is. Here at Cornwall, it's not just Cornwall, the furnace it happens to have, and at one time was the largest deposits of magnetite ore in the world. And guess what? Until they discovered that quality iron in the Masabi Iron Range, Cornwall's iron mines were #1. And now we have a connection. And why did so many places come here to get their iron ore and ship it to other iron furnaces? There's more to the story than just here. It's connections. Now you that have gathered here today for this auction, we're selling off pig iron bars. So I'm going to start it right here. How about $250? You're not going to bid $250 right now, $250? No, how about $200 to get her started? You're not going to get any better iron in all the world. $200, I got $200, I got $225, I got $250, I got $300 sold.